Okay, this morning I have cut out all of the pieces for the accordion card, and then I have taken my mats and layered up all of my mats and assembled them with a picture on them. And all of my pieces I've gone through and pre-done with the matted pictures on both sides. So I'm just going to do this last one, and so then we will start assembling the card. So for this one, I cut out 4 sections, 3 of the tabbed sections, and then just 1 of the sections with no tab. That'll be my end section. I'm going to start with the very first section, and you will notice that there is a little slice here, and that allows this to be folded. So we're going to take it this way, we're going to fold it back, and we are going to crease right here, the top and bottom, so that that tab is now folded in half. And I'm going to fold it both ways and get a decent crease on that as well. Then the inside piece that I have the photos matted on, I'm going to fold that on the score line as well. And I'm going to take my bone folder to make sure I have a nice crease there. So I'm going to give that a good crease. And then lastly, the piece that we use to adhere the sections together is scored. I'm going to fold that in half. And I'm going to use my bone folder there to get a good crease as well. So now I have pre-done that on all of the pieces, so you don't have to watch that process. But now what we have is this. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to notice that the way the cut file went in, sometimes there's going to be a tiny little bit of attachment here and here, and then again here on this corner. So you may have to snip or give that a little bit of a tug to get it loose. And I will work on that and see if I can get it improved and then update the file. But in the meantime, I wanted to get this going in case you wanted to do it for Father's Day. So we have the first piece. I'm going to lay it face down, and I'm going to put adhesive on that joining tab, that section that we had folded back. And then I'm going to join it to the next section. So for me, it's easier if I lay it down, and then I lay this piece over it and press it into place. Press real well so I get a nice stick, and then I'm going to fold it back so I make sure that I have still that folding ability. And now I have 2 sections. Now what I need to do is to fold my inner sections back, and then I'm going to attach those back here. So that gives me that start. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take and I'm going to put adhesive on that scored and folded flap. Kind of a tricky little job, but we're going to get that done. And then we're going to pull it to the back, and very carefully I'm going to place this onto that and press nice and hard to get a good adhesion and make sure that it does fold. So now we have the first 2 sections, and you'll see these will fold so that they're going to go right into an envelope if you are mailing this. Okay, so we're going to continue on the path. We have our next piece. So going back to the first one, we're going to run adhesive down that tab. Well, actually it's the second one. And then, as I said, it's easier for me if I lay it down. I'm going to put the next piece on there. Press down nice and hard to get a good stick. I'm going to fold it to make sure we are getting our creases. And so now we are there. So the next thing to do is to attach this one right here to this right here. So we are going to go ahead and get some adhesive on there and attach them as so. These are 1/4 inch allowances, so it makes it good so that it's just the width of my tape glider. But I know that there are many great adhesives out there. I just find with this Scotch tape glider, it does hold very well for me, as long as I get it in place and get it nice and tight. So now we have 3 sections to this, and it's time to attach the final section. The difference with the final is there's no tab on the ends to allow you to continue adding on. Now you can make this as long as you wish. I created the file with 4 sections. All you've got to do to add additional is going to be to copy or duplicate. Select one of the sections and hit duplicate. Do the same thing with your mat sections and you'll be good to go. So this is the last one. Again, I have adhesive on that section that is folded back. And I'm going to adhere this right up to that score line. I'm going to fold it again to make sure it is a nice solid fold. And then the last thing I need to do, now you're going to have mountain and valley. So that is the path you're following. So you're going to do one in front, one behind, one in front, and so on. And I'm going to adhere this last picture in here. And stick that down. Now I pre-did all of the matting. Remember when you're doing that and centering that you, when you put it on your base card, that you have got that tab so that you're centering it inside of that tab line. And again, another fold. And now we have my completed card. And if we flip this around, it's the same on both sides, different pictures obviously. We can fold this up like an accordion. And I'm going to give it another nice crease with this bone folder. And then it will fit nicely inside of an envelope. And you could certainly leave out a picture or two. You could put sentiments. You could do sentiments throughout the entire piece. But I think that it is a very fun card. Be great in a scrapbook too. If you were to adhere this down and even adhere this to the bottom page, adhere the top to the other page, so that when they open up the page, it would definitely want to be longer than 4 panels. It would pop open and it would give you some dimensional interest inside of your scrapbook. But it is a great little personal size scrapbook. It is a really cute card. And also, if you're going to resize this card, you can do that. Just make sure that everything is selected and resize it all together. And that way, your mats and your card, everything will stay in proportion to create this awesome little card. Hope you enjoyed.